It is live, Weird Gus. But I'll wait a little while for people to show up. If you're watching on YouTube, although uh, these streams are hard to put on YouTube unless we separate them. But if I can make it, slightly less than 12 hours, like 11 hours and 59 minutes, then I guess it could be one video. It probably makes sense to make it more videos, but that wouldn't be something I would do. You could have Karen and Spencer do that. Probably makes more sense. They're going to be on the stream today, so I'll talk to them about that. Making this, like 4 videos or something. Yeah. Guess I should have this off. For those of you that are here already, which is not many, for the next few weeks, my chess TV time is slightly different because of some event they're having. So I'll be on tonight from 10 to 11 instead of 9 to 11. And then on Fridays, I'll be on 10 to 11 instead of not being on. So basically, for the next, 4 weeks, 5 weeks, I don't remember. I think it's 4 weeks. Instead of being on Saturday from 9 to 11, I'll be on 10 to 11 Friday and Saturday. So they're moving my 9 to 10 on Saturday to 10 to 11 on Friday, which is fine. And I'm still on 9 to 11 on Tuesday. So I'll be on Chess TV 3 days a week instead of 2, but only for an hour. Hello, good morning. It is morning. My hair looks good. Go Ben. 12 hour. I was the first viewer due today. It's Ben. Past Pawn 9999 subscribed. All right. Let me refresh the stream so I can see if we have viewers or trains. I will miss the same joke 50 times, but still. Taylor says good morning. Good morning, Taylor. Good job flipping Georgia. We have to keep flipping it, though. Damn. So probably like 80% of the stream will be game analysis from Discord. We'll try to get rid of some of those games. And then we'll have, we'll have a Blitz or Bullet tournament occasionally. I'm guessing Karen will be on for a couple hours. Maybe Spencer for half an hour. Yeah. Maybe a half an hour of meeting, something like that. Yeah. Yeah, normally on Saturdays, I do a 3-hour stream, and I play viewers, but we're not going to do that today. Today's a 12-hour stream. It's a special stream, so we'll do other stuff. Yeah. That's right. Everybody has to sub. So for X3M1ST, I thought it was chemist. I guessed it was chemist. And when I guessed it was chemist, you wrote, it's chemist. Then somebody on YouTube said, that's not chemist, that's extremist. So, X and then number 3, extremist. So that makes more sense. So, yeah, I don't know what you meant it to be, but I guess extremist makes more sense than chemist. I'm not sure why there's letters and numbers instead of just letters. I guess they didn't teach spelling in school, so people just put numbers in instead. Yeah. And so forth. No? So you're saying it's chemist. Yeah, some guy on YouTube is like, that obviously is extremist. What's wrong with you people? So I thought maybe it was you. But I thought you said it was chemist. Sir Bruce 70 subscribed. Hooray! With Prime, that's the cheapest way to subscribe. Yeah. It's 1337 speak. I don't know what that means. That means your rating's 1337s. That's how you speak? Yeah. Yeah. It is chemist. with an X. All right. Elite equals elite. What? Why did I go from 100 viewers to 65? Yeah, it is on the merch store. All the shirts I wear that are like this are from the merch store. I probably have about 10 of them. I guess if you bought every color, every size, there'd be about 500 shirts. But I think we bought 10. Yeah, I don't think Spencer or Karen have any of them, just me. We actually have to just pay full price. We pay the same you pay to get me shirts, so we just did that once. We don't get a discount even though there are shirts. It's 4:30 in the UK. Should I still up to 4:30? Yes, definitely. Yeah, it's not live yet. All right, I guess everybody who's coming is already here, so we'll start. Yeah. Okay, so the first game that's in the Discord, this is from almost 3 weeks ago. Humorless sent this game in. It's a 15-minute with a 10-second increment, I guess. Is that how it works? Is it increment or delay? I guess it's increment. He said I was losing and I missed everything, and then I drew the lost endgame and hooray for whatever. Yeah. All right, so looks like a Benoni. You can see the ratings of the players. See, when I'm white in a Benoni, I try to avoid knight c3. So I play knight f3, and then if they take, and play d6, I can play e4, not play here, and later try to get my knight to c4. Sort of convoluted, but all right, that's for another topic. Okay, you can play a4 here, or you can play f4 and let them play b5 and go crazy, which is very interesting. But okay, that's more sane. More 83 subscribed. More. We only need 280 subs today to get to my goal. That seems unlikely, but I mean, Biden won Arizona, Georgia, Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin. So I guess unlikely things happen. Also, Trump's hair looked normal yesterday. He didn't have his orange hair. He just had normal hair. So I guess they give up on the orange hair. Somebody wrote that his hairstylist conceded. 2 bishops, Vatels, 200 centidues. Yay. Yeah, I stream like 5-6 days a week, so you shouldn't miss my streams. Boo, boo. Hello, everybody. Hi, Karen. Yeah. The final score in North Carolina? I don't know. They just said that Trump won North Carolina. Probably like 50% to 49.7%, something like that. Yeah, actually, that's one thing I wanted to talk about, because you guys like when I talk about the election instead of chess. Actually, the election wasn't close at all. And it's funny, the election reminded me of a basketball game that ends like 138 to 100. So if you saw the final score of the game perusing scores, you would be like, wow, they crushed them, which is possible. It's also possible they were tied after the first quarter, and after the second quarter, the team that lost was ahead. And then in the third quarter, the team that won quite easily in the third quarter, and they're ahead by, let's say, 12 points after the third quarter. So it's still a competitive game. And then maybe the team pulls within 5, and you're like, wow, I wonder who's going to win this game. And then at some point between like 5 minutes into the quarter and 3 minutes left in the game, the team that's ahead 5 just like outplays them completely and is winning by 20. And the game's over. And there's like 4 minutes left in the game. And it's just garbage time, and they put in their reserves. and somehow the reserves for the losing team shoot 0 for 6 from 3, and the other team shoots 6 for 6. So the final score is 138-100. But if you were at the game, you would think, man, this game's close after the first quarter. Man, this game's close after the second quarter. Wow, after the third quarter, this one team really has a lead. I wonder if their team can catch up. Then they catch up a little, but they lose anyway. And obviously, if you just see the final score, it's not a close game, 138-100. If you just look at the final vote tally in number of votes and in electoral votes, it wasn't a close election. But if you count Trump's votes first, then you count Biden's votes, then it's a really close election. So, yeah, after the fact, it doesn't seem close because one side, it was so lopsided. But, yeah. Anyway, yay, we made it to level 1. Oh, I thought we died at level 1. But then, du bist Zvatowski 5 subs. See, I'm guessing in many years, when people forget about this, 40 years, 80 years, 100 years, they're just going to look at the final score and be like, wow, Biden really crushed Trump. And the reason it's such a crush, other than the number of votes, is that normally it's a huge advantage to be the incumbent. So somebody losing and getting crushed like Montiel did to Reagan, the incumbent crushed the challenger. That happens. I mean, and Obama crushed, McCain and so forth. That's what happens. But yeah. In fact, I'm getting confused who was first, Romney or McCain. I feel like he beat Romney, then he beat McCain, but he might have beat McCain, then he beat Romney. I don't know. I'm old. I can't remember. But anyway, the point is the incumbent usually wins by a landslide if there's a landslide. The challenger winning by a landslide is weird over the incumbent. So, yeah, I think Trump seemed pretty acceptant to his fail yesterday. He was like, ugh. He said, I'm the greatest president ever, but ugh. Yeah, he seemed pretty upset. Anyway, Trump learned yesterday what I learned many, 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 many years ago. The truth hurts. Let's see. I'm confused about botted by... What's happening? What? I don't understand what's happening in the chat. Somebody explain what's happening in the chat. The chat's scrolling that I'm being botted by things. What does that mean? Is what's happening? I've never seen that before. It's either funny or it's a disaster. I don't know what's happening. I'm guessing it can't be good. Is there a virus in my chat? What's happening? Wow. I've never seen whatever is happening. It's a disaster of biblical proportion. Oh, that's good. Yeah, but what was that? Kangaroo and what happened? What was all that about? Bots? I've never seen that on my stream. Is that like a normal thing or that's just weird? Can the bots donate? Can they cheer? Can the bots sub? Man, everybody stopped the train because of the bots. I can't ban them all that quickly. So when bots are automated and follow you, why do they do that? Like, whoever sets up the bots to do that, why? What's their point? Just to annoy you? It's the Global Baker. I've reported them. Just to annoy you? Is it people who intentionally want to annoy me, or they just like to annoy streamers? Or is the person like, man, I hate Ben, let's send bots over there? Or is it just like, I hate everybody, Let's send bots everywhere. Yay, 200 centidues, 100 centidues. Hooray. His view botting service. But if somebody had a view botting service, why would you want that? He's advertising something. Why would anybody want what he's advertising? How does that help anybody? Inflate viewer numbers? Why? Who cares? Oh, 1510 is the time control. It's 15-minute with a 10-second increment. Yay, I made it pit level 1. Hooray. Yay, 8 subs, 800 bits. I've never seen it before, yeah. And his children's children. All right, well, that was exciting. Hello. Push to pawns, you missed the bot attack. All right, well, that was the most fun I ever had. Okay, now black did something unusual here. Instead of g6, bishop g7, played bishop e7. And this structure without fianchettoing actually has good memories for me. One time in the Chicago Open, I tied for first. And that was the most money I ever won until I was in St. Louis. And even including St. Louis, it's top 5 in Chicago. I won over $5,000 in the Chicago Open. Even when I tied for first in the World Open, it wasn't as much as the Chicago Open because it was a smaller time. But anyway, the point of my story was in the last round, I beat Emil Anka, who's a Hungarian grandmaster who's lived in Seattle for the last 30 years. And this is what he did. He played bishop e7 instead of g6, bishop g7. That was the last round, so that was good to win thousands of dollars, beating Anka. Okay, I usually play h3 before I play knight f3, but and that's why. Yeah, I don't like when they trade off their dark squared bishop, even though it's their white squared bishop. I was close. All right, bishop h5 is weird. You definitely want to take this, and then after queen takes, you could consider taking this bishop also. White wants to put the knight on c4, so taking the knight stops that. So that's a weird move. 300 centidues. Yeah. Now after g6, bishop, g6, after g4, bishop, g6, the bishop is just terrible on g6. It can't move. So that would give white a nice advantage. g4, then knight d2. And we want to play f4, f5. We want to play knight c4. And this bishop is, not good. Now, what's funny is black never plays bishop h5 in a Benoni for 2 reasons. One is he wants to take. The other is black usually plays g6, bishop g7, so then this just wins the bishop. So it's really weird to see a bishop here in the Benoni structure. Arista, 73, 300 centidues. Emperor of Ice Cream, about 9 centidues, maybe 10. Something like that. I'll have to recount. KKR Bowser subscribed. Hooray. Yeah. That's right. Knight takes because you're bad. That's right. All right. Knight e8 is legal. Bishop probably would be better on f4 than on e3. E3 doesn't really do anything. f4 is, nice diagonal here. Maybe e5 later. Again, I would play knight d2 and knight c4. That's one of the main ideas here. Weird position. B5. So the problem that white had this game, which happened later and could have happened now, is the e4 pawn is weak and pinned, and it would behoove white to play like bishop d3, knight d2, and protect e4 and such. Otherwise, there's going to be like tricks here with taking these things, which is what happened. In fact, the engine wants to already play bishop takes c3 and knight f6 and rook e8, and pawn's hard to defend. All right, but that didn't happen. Okay, now, white said in the notes, white gave some very brief notes to the game, and white said he didn't see the idea with knight d5. He was shocked. And the reason he didn't see it is, number one, he didn't see it. The other reason he didn't see it is that black didn't play knight b6 for no reason. Black played knight b6 because he recaptured a pawn. And this is a weakness that a lot of people have, is when people make a move you expect, like queen b6 or knight b6. It's possible those moves have threats, but since you expected just the recapture, you're not concerned about threats. You're just like, okay, took on b6. Now, of course, in this position, the knight is defending both pawns. The knight can easily be captured, and both pawns are attacked, and one's pinned, so that's risky. So here, white's still doing well. White should play knight to d2. And the idea is, if you take this and I take with the queen, I'm not pinned anymore. However, my knight's protecting my pawn, so I'm okay. So after knight d2, white's still better. White took this pawn, thinking he was just winning a pawn. It's not terrible. It's fine. Right, and the thing is, he saw after queen takes, he would lose this pawn, but he didn't see knight takes d5 because he said he didn't. He put it in the notes. It's not bad for white. It just didn't see it. And he got flustered in this position, so he made a very bad move here. Very bad. I mean, obviously, black wants to take this, so just moving the bishop somewhere, the engine recommends bishop g5, and white's better. Not much better, but a little better. Instead, he played bishop b7. He was probably flustered by knight takes d5, and then after the trade, this is just terrible for white. White's pawn structure is shallow and pedantic. All right, knight f6 is good. And this is just a horrible position for white. It's absolutely wretched pawn structure. Knight h4 is legal. Knight takes is legal. The bishop was attacked on b7, so rook b1. Red Sukram subscribed. It's Sub-Saturday, that's right. Yeah, and this is obviously very bad for white because pawn structure is terrible. Pretty bad pawn structure. God damn. All right, and the engine says black is plus 4.5. That's pretty winning. See, knight takes e3 looks like the logical move, and it wins, but knight e5 is even stronger. Although, I must admit, I don't immediately see what to do against queen d6, but queen d6 must be really bad. I'm not sure why it's really bad, but it is. Knight c4, I saw that. That threatens this. The queen has to stay on this because of mate. You can't go here because a knight takes. You can't go here because of knight b2. So you'd have to go here or here, but then knight takes and queen c2 mate. So yeah, this is resigns. Yeah. It's funny, after this check, king g6, there's no defense to mate. So you have to give your queen away, which is funny. Anyway, I wouldn't expect anybody to see that. A blitz game especially, rapid game. All right, so knight e3 is good, also winning. c4 is explosive. Queen b1, wow. Well, this is pretty winning. All right, now that move wins, but it's very silly. It gives away a pawn. That's not good. I mean, every move wins here, but Giving this pawn away for no reason doesn't make any sense. Knight, I mean, every move wins. If it's white's move, it's winning. This is really bad just giving up the c pawn for nothing. Now it's probably winning, but it's close. Now black blundered with knight g2, and now he's not winning. That's just a blunder. King g6, king here. Probably black will win eventually, but take a long time. But queen b3 was really terrible. All right, and then after e5, you have to take on e5. I mean, white's threatening to win now. So, all right, and this is a draw, but it's not easy to draw. And in fact, I had a similar position in about 2010, 2011-ish against, let's see, he was a Texas Tech student. I know his name, but I can't think of his name. I've played him like 3 times, too. It's like 25-40 FIDE. I can't think of his name. Gergely Antal. That's his name. Yeah, I was playing Antal, and I had king and bishop against king and 3, and I was like, well, this is a draw, but I don't know how to draw it, so I'm probably going to lose and be embarrassed. But I ended up drawing it. So, all right, so this is a draw. Let's see if white has good technique by moving his king over. Always a good idea. So far, white's always been drawing. White hasn't done anything wrong. Still a draw. Yeah, now black doesn't really even have a way to play for a win because of the way the pawns are set up. White just plays bishop d1, bishop e2, and that's it. Black can't do anything. You know. All right. So white had a very nice position. Then white was dead, lost. And then I don't understand why black played queen b3 check. That just gives away the c pawn. And also it moves the king closer to the here. So this is a really, really awful move. And again, people are mesmerized by a rule which is just wrong, which is trade when you're ahead. So they're like, ooh, I traded queens. I mean, obviously this king's no good. This is a passed c pawn. This just gives away the passed c pawn, and the king's fine. And then this move is a blunder because of e5. So, I mean, black had to try hard not to win here. Black's +7. So bad technique. And so forth. Did f3 not win the bishop? f3 from Dimebag. Let's see. I'm assuming you mean in this position. Right, f3, I take it, and then it's a draw. Take this next move. Yeah. And this is just a draw because this loses all the pawns. Yeah. Anyway, good question. Good question. I don't think you'd lose with black. Push the pawns. Yeah. More coffee's a good idea. All right, so that was a chess game. All right. I tried to make some jokes, but white was humorless. Okay, Fine Items gave another game, weeks ago, against Reshevsky. Fine Items likes to play in simuls 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago. So he plays a lot of GMs and such. PGN invalid. Oh, it looks pretty good. Let's see what's wrong with it. I didn't see anything wrong with it. One of the moves might be illegal, but it looks fine to me. I could, delete or something. I don't think that's going to help. Trying is the first step to failure. Let's see. No, that didn't work. I don't know what's wrong with the PGN. The spacing is fine. It probably just means one of the moves is illegal. So I don't know what to do about that. So yeah, fine items if you're... I don't know what to tell you. It doesn't like the PGN you submitted. I don't know why. I'll give one more try. I'll get rid of the question mark. I don't think that's going to matter. Bam! Got rid of the question mark. Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with it. Okay, next. I like trains, but do you like beer? I only play Blitz. This is my first Rapid game. Made a terrible blunder and lost. Yeah. Okay. 600 means 30 minute, I guess, with a 5-second increment. I think so. Invalid PGN. Man, tough town. Probably I have to get rid of the sentences he wrote. Let's see, like this one. Delete. There we go. Okay, so he says he's 900 in Blitz. This is his first Rapid game. He says he played terrible. He said, frankly, terrible. All right. Was that you, Spence? Yes. I had a bot attack on my channel. What's that? The chat was just bots, like, chatting. Weird. And then Kangaroo put it in emote mode only. And he says it was chatting like to go to this guy's website and buy these bots to raise the number of viewers on your channel. Bots selling bots. Bots selling bots. That's right. Yeah. So yeah, maybe it should be double question mark. That's funny. Libro Cubicularist artist demanded a recount and subscribe with Prime. Is my game gone already? I don't know what game it is. You were sent here by the bot. That's right. Was it Vinay bot? All right. Try deleting resigns. I don't think he cares about that. All right, we'll try. I'll give the guy another try. Although I do like the double question mark better. That's funnier. Hey, you guys are right. I've never seen you guys right. Okay, so this is Reshevsky and then Ed Herbert. He says he's about 1964. We'll put GM Reshevsky. And I won't put that he's a cheater because, that's not nice. All right. And then somebody gave money or something. Somebody did something. 200 centidues from Grungewart. Hooray. Yeah. 1964 was his estimated rating. The game was played in the 80s. Yeah. Okay, so Reshevsky's white. And then Ed said that he was winning maybe on move 23 if he had played F5. All right. So we got the Archangel. Still theory. Knight A3 seems like a very strange move to me. But okay. I mean, I don't know the theory of this position. But if I was going to play Knight A3, I would preface it with A4. I wouldn't play Knight A3 right away. It's a weird move. Okay, D5 seems wrong to me, but the engine says it's okay. It seems normal. Everything normal. Bishop A4 is good. So the engine says this is a very poor move and that Reshevsky should take on C6. Obviously, it's a simul, so I'm not going to... Yeah, and now Black made an excellent exchange sacrifice. Rufus Blunder subscribed. Go, everybody. Right. Yeah, so black played CD5, which is correct. Always sacrifice the exchange. Yeah. Yeah, and black has everything. The bishop's trapped. These bishops are fantastic. This knight is good. And black wants to play f5, f4, or even f5 and e4. And the c3 pawn is attacked. So this is really bad for white. Reshevsky played here. He wants to play, takes, and he wants to take the knight and then fork and all kinds of stuff. Queen e6 is correct. And now black blundered. He says, I think f5 wins. And obviously, Reshevsky was going to take on d6, I think. So f5 is the best move. Yeah. And then I assume he was going to take here. And then I assume he was going to take with the bishop or the rook. I don't know, probably the bishop. And the engine says black's just winning here with queen c6, and white has nothing. Okay, so f5 would have won because f4's coming, and this is all monster here. But you blundered in this position, played knight f4, and now actually white's better. Because that bishop was a very sorry bishop, and this knight was excellent. What a great knight! What a bad bishop! So that trade really, really helps white. Yeah, and now white's up in exchange for a pawn. White's position is pretty good. The engine says bishop c7 is equal. That's a strange move. Rook d8 makes more sense to me. It's just not as good. f5 looks good. But it turns out f5 is a blunder. That's too bad. Knight takes d6 exclam. 4 more muscle. Queen e8 check is good. Then take on e5. Yeah. Man, that king's no good. God damn. So yeah, black was doing really well, and now he's not doing well. King f6 is the only move. Then white's barely winning. Queen h8 check, and it's like plus 1.5. After this, it's plus 1,000,000. Yeah, now we're going to, give him the old, give him the old in out. That move wins, but rook b6 is even stronger. But this move wins. It wins all of the bishops. So this is a winning endgame. White's up a pawn, and all the pawns are isolated and terrible, and the king is safe on h2. This is a pretty easy win. Queen f3 is a weird move. I guess he wants to stop f3 check. And then queen c6. King g5 walking into mate, and Reshevsky obliges and says, I'll mate you. Queen e8, very nice. Queen g6 is nice. I think there's a quicker mate, no? No, that's the quickest mate. Now we're threatening g3, takes. So now after g3 and I take, the f pawn is pinned. So the engine says f3 is forced mate for white, but Reshevsky never plays f3. He takes this. And then there was a resignation. Yeah, he did everything except play f3. All right, and now white's winning quite easily. So that game had like 2 or 3 critical points. The first critical point was here. After g5, Reshevsky needs to play this Zwischenzug, d takes c6. But he played this, and now black has a great position. And in this position, black needed to play f5, and he played this terrible move. In this position, black should play bishop c7, and the final mistake was f5, and then this is just winning for white. And okay, king f6 would have held out longer than bishop d8. And then this is a real easy winning queen and pawn ending because it's the worst pawn structure I've ever seen. Anyway, pretty good game for a simul game. Yeah, pretty good. Better than a lot of the games here. Now, I wanted to point out this morning, well, first of all, as many of you know, yesterday in the stream, I lost to Spencer. And today, on my iPad, I analyzed the game with the chess.com. It did a game report and said I played 55. God damn. I can't play 55. That's pretty bad. And Spencer only played like 70. We both made like 5 blunders. But anyway, I want to analyze that game. So I already analyzed it, so I have some idea like what happened. Not much. First of all, I was black, which isn't fair. Yeah. Okay, so I want to talk about the critical points in the game. This is my game with Spencer from yesterday. Yeah, the engine actually likes to put the knight here and maneuver it to c5, which I've done before, but I decided to put my other knight on. What's funny is the engine wants to play queen b4 check here, and the reason's actually funny. White's going to play bishop a3. So if I play queen b4 check and he plays bishop to d2, then he can't play bishop a3. Then I move my queen back. So, yeah. Godzilla69 subscribe. Thank you. Okay, but I let him play bishop there. Okay, these moves are all fine. It wants me to play c6 like every move, which I don't want to play. All right, this is all fine. Yeah, here I should play bishop to d7. It's the same idea as bishop a6, which is if he plays here, I can take it. If he doesn't play there, then a4 can be weak. So like after knight b3, I can play bishop a4. I didn't see knight b3, so. All right, that's neither here nor there. These moves are all fine. Yeah, neither one of us played great here, but we played okay. I was much, much, much worse, and now I'm equal. Yeah, here the engine wants me to play queen b6 or c4 and just ignore this. It doesn't like rook f8. It says it's equal. All right, and then queen a6 is a blunder. This is a double question mark. And then rook e3's double question mark. And now I'm like plus 1,000. Now he can resign in a slow game. But in a blitz game, he wins easily. He didn't see queen c5. And I thought after king here, this check won his rook. I forgot bishops also move backwards. So when I played queen c5, I thought it was over. So queen a6 is a blunder, rook a3 is a blunder, and now I have a very simple winning method, which I didn't see, which is c3, c2, c1. That's a good winning method. So that's just winning. There's nothing you can do. So that would have been better if I had done that. Very easy winning plan. And it says I'm plus 12. I'm winning if I don't do that. Like g6 wins and h6 wins. I'm just winning anyway. But yeah, this is a bad move. And the reason it's a bad move, Spencer punished pretty quickly. It gives up b5. Yeah, and here I made another blunder. So c takes as a blunder. After queen d6, I'm still winning, according to the engine. And the reason is, if he wins my d pawn, I have knight g4 check, which I didn't see. So queen here, if he plays queen takes, I trade queens and check and take this. So queen d6 is still probably winning. Yeah, after here, I'm not losing either. This is still a draw, but I was in time trouble, so every move I make was... Now, in this position, I'm winning again. This is a mistake. I should play queen here check, and the engine gives some long variation where I'm winning. But here I was just trying to draw, but he didn't let me. Yeah, and here I should play queen d3 check and draw because I perpetual check him. After this, I don't have any checks. So if my queen was on d3, I have queen d4 check. So that was dumb. Yeah, and that's a 5 question mark move. Here I'm still drawing or worse. I'm worse here, but this move is a horrible blunder. Yeah, and in this position, Spencer blundered with rook e6. This is just winning for white. Every move wins. This just blunders his f-pawn. I could just take it and it's a draw. So when I say it's a draw, I'm probably lost. But, I mean, I could just take the f-pawn here. Then I would have lost another way. Yeah, it's still winning for him, it says. But, I mean, my move is like plus 1,000 for him. So basically, I made like 6 blunders and he made 5 blunders. And he played faster than me. What's funny is I almost get stalemated at the end. Right? I'm playing for stalemate. Right? Like, I'm hoping, you know, he makes a queen and king here. After h4, I can't get stalemated because my king always has all these squares. But if his pawn was here and he promotes to a queen or a rook, that's stalemate. I tried and I failed miserably. Spencer never queened, making sure it was never stalemate. So, yeah, there's no reason to promote this pawn when you could just win on time and not stalemate me. So, yeah, he was winning, then I was winning, then he was winning, then, Yeah, but basically I'm slow and old. Anyway, I should have donated money to show that game. Other than that game, I did well. 100 centidues. Yay. Yeah. I played 55 that game, and Spencer played like 70. Yeah, we didn't play that well. Masteron01 gave 100 centidues. Yeah. Will you write an autobiography? Somebody else can write my autobiography, but not me. Ridiculous. Rufus Blunder subscribed. I think I already said that. Yeah. All right, for those of you who just got here or you're confused, normally on Sub Saturday, I play subs. That's it. But this is a 12-hour stream, so the main point of this stream, other than to get 200 subs, is to analyze all the games that are in my Discord. People submit games every day, and it just never ends. There's just endless number of games in the Discord. Okay, this guy, he likes beer. I mean trains. All right, let's see. All right, and this is, I thought I pasted his name too. So why does it have our names? Like, look what I did. Hold on a minute. There's the names right there. They're right there. So why doesn't it have the names? That's so strange. I get rid of this nonsense sentence. The names are there. And then it leaves our names. Come on, chess.com. Come on. The guy put the names there. Title, what? Oh, terrible. Okay, so I like trains and beer. So it looks like somebody donated a few subs. KAMARAJIRSE. Okay, he's 1718 and he's 1500. And the time control was 30 minutes with a 5-second increment. Wait, why is this here? What's happening? All right, I'm going to have to get rid of that. And then we'll just do it again. We'll go back, check, do it again. All right, that's what I should have done the first time, but I like beer or something. All right, so the 1500 is white, 1700 is black. And although he's not really 1500, I think it's his first rapid game, so they just put 1500. He's 900 in Blitz. He said, I played terrible and lost. All right. All right, now we'll get back to the stream, and we'll see what happened. Born in Oz gifted 5 subs. Hooray! Go 5 subs. Yeah. Yeah. Etc. Bishop takes gifted a sub. All right, so White said he didn't play well. This seems like a likely scenario. All right, H3, pretty slow. Now he could play Knight takes D4, confusing the audience. It doesn't win, it's just confusing the audience. A6. This isn't a bad game. I've seen worse games than this. Seems like a typical Rui. Okay, now White made an odd move here. If I was White, I would play Bishop C2. I wouldn't even consider giving my bishop away. The engine says e5 is also good. Then if you take this, taking this would win. But he played knight bd2, which I wouldn't consider. And he played c6 instead of taking the bishop. That's a funny move. Hey, he saved his bishop. All right. Knight f1's good. Rook a8 is legal. Bishop g5 is good. h6 is legal. After bishop f6, it says the game's over. Damn, harsh. Oh, I guess e6 wins. Yeah, you guys aren't going to see that. Okay, so white could try to win by brute force here, which works. If black takes the normal way, we play e5 threatening the bishop. If you take the pawn, both of your bishops are attacked, so you can't do that. If you play the normal move, I play queen d3 threatening mate. And I saw this in my head, and I'm like, what's the big deal? Then I saw that, and I was like, oh, that is a big deal. Yeah, then resigns. Man, truth hurts. You can't take it either way, because this mate's coming. Take with the bishop, I play rook takes. So I guess I would go here. The problem is the bishop is hanging, and g6 is hanging, and whichever way you take lets me take one of them. Yeah, so you're just lost. Pretty nice breakthrough. So after bishop g5, this move's actually not as big a threat because there's a pawn on h7. So in that variation I showed you, if the pawn's on h7, g6 is more protected. So then e6 doesn't matter as much. So h6 is a real big blunder because I just take, I go here, and I win. But if your pawn was here and you played g6, then you're okay. But if it's not protected, then you're not okay. So h6 is a very instructive mistake. And white didn't take advantage of it. Knight c4 is legal. Rook b1's legal. c5 is good. All right, now it looks like that Benoni again. Confused. Put it in h. Knight h7. Yeah, these moves are all right. e5. God damn. e5 looks good, but the engine hates it. But it looks good to me. It's like a reasonable move. Yeah, there we go. I just ate. Oh, man. f6. God damn. Now, obviously, I make fun of the move f6. However, in this case, it's justified. The engine says black has a nice advantage after here. I would think it's equal, but the engine says I'm wrong. It says black has a big advantage. Okay. Stupid engine. Yeah, the engine's just saying, never mind, black has a tiny advantage. But f6 is just terrible. By the way, and this is what I call a low-rated player's move, because it's attractive to a low-rated player to attack a rook, because the rook is shiny. But yeah, that weakens everything, makes the knight terrible, horrible. Trump said f6. Now, there's a fine-looking move. All right. Yeah. 100 centidues. Yay. Thanks, Tisker and or Tesker. Go Ben is correct, etc. Yeah, f6 is really bad. God damn. This better be a large donation so I feel better. $5. Don't want to feed Bezos. You want Bezos to starve to death? Come on. All right, the engine wants to play queen d3 and take that. He retreated his rook, which is also good. h4 would be annoying. Not sure where the knight would go. Bishop f5 is good. Always play knife f5. c4 is explosive. Now it says white's up +8 with either h4 or queen h5. He played rook e7, which looks fine to me. I have no complaints about that. Rook c7 is legal. d6 would be a normal kind of move. I mean, white's just winning. Black's king is ridiculous. Knight on f5 is great. Passed pawn is good. D6 is sort of the obvious move. But he played rook e6, which makes very little sense with a knight on g5. I'm assuming he didn't see knight takes rook. That's what I'm assuming. Even if I didn't see knight takes rook, I wouldn't go here. I would play queen e2 and defend my rook. I would play d6 and defend my rook. I would play h4 and attack the knight, make it go back. I wouldn't do this even if I didn't see knight takes rook. Unfortunately, after knight takes rook, black's just winning. He gave an exchange and a pawn away. So now the game is over. Good exchange sacrifice on f5, taking away all of white's counterplay. Good. Nice queen trade. Yeah, nice easy win. Easy peasy. Man, rook takes a6. That's, something. Yep. So many checkmates in one here. I see 5. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's it. All right, so white was winning, and then white hung his rook on e6. But yeah, f6 was incredibly terrible, frankly. But giving all your pieces away is also bad. Didn't like how the rook smelled on the 7th. Yeah. All right, we still need 260 subs. I'll wait. Is the stream over yet? Let me see. Oh, there's 11 hours to go. Damn. Harsh. Good thing I have a Perrier and a dragon drink. Man. Who would have thought there'd be 11 hours to go in this stream? Man. I was thinking it was over. Trump likes f6. LJ Gonzi gave 10 subs. Hooray. Go, everybody. That's right. I should have an alarm go off when there's 11 hours left. That's true. Yeah. All right. Good game. Good game. Next game, there's no notes. I like that. From COVID-19. And I don't know which side was COVID-19. I don't know if he was white or black. So, all right. We'll look from the side who won, I guess. I don't know. All right. So black won, so I guess we'll look from black's point of view. I don't know the person who submitted the game if they're white or black here. They just put the game. The time control, it says 1 over 86,400. I don't know what that means, but maybe you guys do. I've never seen that. White's 1290 and black is 1272. I don't understand what the time control is, but yeah. Correspondence, okay. Yeah. All right, so let's continue. F6, boo, boo. And black won, damn. All right. Good game so far. F4 is pretty good. I like that. Looks like white has a nice position. I'm not saying I wouldn't take black. I'm just saying white has a nice position. B3 is a little weakening. I wouldn't do that. Rook G1 with the idea of G4. Interesting. Then knight gets E5. Oh. Put it in H. That's good. This looks like a game I would play with black in like 1 minute. All right, still about equal. No blunders. Pretty good game. Borin Cool Mitrukwurst subscribe with Prime. Hooray. C4 is explosive. Good. You took with the queen instead of the knight? I would take with the knight. All right, engine agrees. Take with the knight. Don't understand queen a5, but all right. Don't understand that move. And this is an open file. The rook should go here. Here. Well, the game's still about equal. Always play knight f5. Well, they took it. So. b5, confusing the audience. So far, this game is pretty good considering the ratings of the players. Excellent game. Still says it's equal. Yeah, I definitely wouldn't do that because that's the greatest knight in the history of chess. What's funny is the engine was doing it, then the engine changed its mind. Why would you give this knight away? That's the greatest knight I ever saw. 300 centidues from Zan13. So this game was pretty well played. Neither side did anything really bad. It's played a little weird in the opening for black. Yeah, the engine takes this bishop. I mean, I would never take that bishop. Still equal. Still a draw. Everybody's happy. Still a draw. Still equal. Still a draw. Still equal. Nobody's better. Now it likes black. It doesn't like the move rook d1. It wants to play rook a1 and start attacking this d pawn. Yeah, I agree with that. Taking that d pawn would be nice. Yeah, now this pawn's just backward and weak. Yeah, truth hurts. Yeah, now black's winning. Man, harsh. Rook e3, wow. And it says white resigned. So that game was pretty well played. Nobody was winning, I think, until the very end of the game when this happened. And here, if white plays rook a1, rook a6, rook a7, and attacks this pawn, should just be a draw. Now black's better, and now black's winning. Yeah. So that didn't help. Yeah, here, white already has to start going through contortions to not lose a pawn. This move didn't do anything to not lose a pawn. That just lost a pawn. So he can like play rook here and double, or play rook here and get the other rook to attack the d pawn. He has to figure out that black's going to go here and win this pawn, and he has to prepare for that. So he could play rook e1 or rook d2 or rook a1 and play king g1. That doesn't... Yeah, now he's just lost. Yeah, the truth hurts. So that was pretty quick to like go from just equal to losing because he lost both of his pawns. And before that, it was an interesting game. I mean, players played much better than 1200. Much better. Ridiculous. Yeah, frankly. Engine use confirmed. No, I don't think they use engines. I mean, especially if it was a correspondence game, as Spencer posited. All right, that was a fine game. That was one of the top games ever in history of chess. Okay, Kangaroo says post the PGN, not the link. Let's see, I was white, so there's no game there, so we'll get rid of the message. I played black versus white on Elite Chess. I've been playing the French defense lately and went with it for this game. Well, I mean, it wasn't a French defense, but all right. But thanks for asking. I guess when you're 1600 on Elite Chess, you don't really know what the names of openings are. All right, so white was 1682, and then Elite Chess. LOL. And then black was 1676. Also Elite Chess. Yeah. 10 minutes. All right, 10. I can almost write 10. All right, so we can't take the game too seriously because, 1600 on Elite Chess is like, somebody who doesn't really know how the pieces move, I guess. All right, so he says he played the French defense, but this wasn't the French defense. So he tried and he failed miserably. Yeah. Okay, so he played e6. So I guess he thinks he played the French defense. So, all right. That's good enough. Yeah, d takes c5 is probably not the best move. All right, so black's already doing great. a3 is a bit silly. Queen b6 is a weird move, but all right. b4 is, doesn't make any sense. All right, so it's just silliness. Queen c6, yeah. I think I overestimate elite chess ratings. I thought like if you're 1600 on elite chess, you're like 600 on chess.com. But now I'm thinking it's a lot worse. Maybe it's like a 1,400 point difference. So like 2,000 on elite chess is like 600. Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah. Very suspicious. All right, so these moves don't make any sense. b4, queen c6. More moves that make no sense. Yeah, knight b5 would have been good, threatening like knight d4 and knight e5 and knight c7 instead of queen d2. Now knight d4 wins because knight h5 hangs the knight. So if you move the knight to e5 or to d4, you attack the queen, and then you attack the knight. If you see what I'm saying now? See, if the knight goes here, the knight attacks the queen, right, Karen? And the bishop attacks the knight. Yeah, elite chess ratings that's not good. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Not
I'm
good.
to sit right here and do some things.
But I want to sit here and watch.
Yeah, I can do that some too.
Yeah, do that first.
I'm going to set up.
That's definitely like my brother's writing.
What? Yeah, it is from him.
Oh, I was like, that's my brother's writing.
I was just bringing the mail.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's funny that you recognize.
That's definitely his writing.
Mm-hmm. So the same.
Let's see. Yeah, I was like, that's my brother's writing. Ooh, that's good. That's better than not being that.
Mm-hmm. This is something else I have to do.
Boo, boo. Karen's here. Hooray.
Hello.
This guy said he's 1,300 on chess.com, and he beats 2,300s on Lee Chess. And I'm thinking, based on this game, I agree. This looks like they've never played chess before, and they're 1,600. So I don't think they know the rules. I think what happens is, like on Lee Chess, like the guy goes here, and it's illegal. And then he goes here and it's illegal, and here and it's illegal. And eventually, by moving the pieces enough, right, eventually like a legal move is made, and then it's 1,600. Right? Here, have a seat. I want to show you stuff.
Well, I need to bring my computer in. I was just thinking about what you were saying. I was trying to figure out how they would solve the problem. I mean, they just need to change their algorithm, their rating algorithm.
Oh.
Yeah, it's just all.
No, I think that's intentional, though. Like on chess.com, they gave everybody 150 bullet. There,
Yeah.
you know. And then they gave all the women 100 points in FIDE like 20 years ago,
Oh, yeah.
except for the Polgars. True story.
No,
That kind of thing sounds like I'm joking, but I'm not. Sounds like I am. About 20 years ago, and when I say 20, I don't know, 30, 10, I don't know. All women were given 100 FIDE points who were already FIDE rated, except the 3 Polgars.
I'll be right back.
It sounds like a made-up story, except it's true. Hi from Nathan in Charlotte. Let's see. Karen says she's married. Damn, harsh. I'm not the world champion now? Damn. Let's see. Were they the top 3 ranked women? That's funny. No, obviously not. Why did they give extra rating to women? Well, why did they say they did it, or why did they actually do it? Women, for the most part, were playing only women. I don't think that's true, but that was the reason. And so their ratings didn't make any sense. Supposedly they were underrated. Conversely, the Polgars didn't really play women very often, probably just in the Olympiad, which is every 2 years. So 95% of the Polgars games were against men, and 95% of the other women's games were against women. That's what they said. And they said the ratings didn't make any sense, so they gave all the women 100 points except the Polgars. Some people would say that FIDE and the Polgars didn't get along, and to teach the Polgars a lesson, they gave other women 100 points, which is funny. So, yeah. For more information, ask Nigel Short. Yeah. Hey, somebody already mentioned Nigel Short. Now, let me try to explain something about the Polgars to you. You guys actually play chess, supposedly. You're watching my chess stream. You're not like the general public who doesn't know anything about chess. So let me try to explain something to you. Judith Polgar was really good. She was top 10 in the world. The other two are not. But for reasons that I understand, a lot of people think Susan Polgar was the best Polgar, and that even if she wasn't, she was like top 20 in the world. Susan Polgar's like me. And Sophia Polgar like never became a GM. So, they're good, but they're not world-class players. They're, top 1,000 in the world. I mean, not Sophia, but Susan was. Judith, conversely, was top 10 in the world. She played everybody in the world who was top 10 and top 20 all the time. She played Kramnik all the time, and Anand all the time, and Kasparov all the time, and Karpov all the time, and Leko, and, Gelfand, and so forth. She has dozens and dozens of games against the most famous and strongest players of all time. Susan Polgar and Sophia Polgar are like me. They'd play in tournaments and play Rufus and Doofus. But if you just look at stuff on the internet, it makes it seem like Susan Polgar is the greatest player who ever lived. And she's like my rating. Yeah, right. But, Judah Polgar, god damn. Right, sweetie? Judah Polgar was like, if she was 100 points better, she'd be world champion. Maybe even 50, and then at 50. But, you get the idea. So, yeah, don't be confused.
Shall I leave this out then?
Spencer closed it because I'm probably too noisy for him. Oh. But also, I'm probably too noisy anyway. Yeah. So yeah, so Judith Polgar, top 10 in the world. Susan and Sophia Polgar, like Ben Feingold strength. Do you guys understand now? No? Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, so Spencer needs a file that's on your computer to complete the video editing of the 5-minute lecture.
Okay.
And so when there's a natural break,
When there's a break in the 12-hour stream?
right?
What?
If I could just get the file at some point, that'd be good.
There's never a break. You can just take it when you want.
Yes, I mean.
All right.
I don't know if you're like in the middle of a tournament.
No, I'm trying to show this game, but I need you to sit here.
Oh.
I want you to be here for this game. Then you can do that.
I'll do this after?
Yeah, do that. Yeah, like sit here for 5 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's fine.
I got to show you this tactic.
Okay.
All right.
Let me get it.
Hmm? You making yourself all pretty?
No, I just have
No?
to get my
All right.
Well,
Damn. Harsh.
Bennington.
Okay. Now, this game doesn't make any sense because they're Lee chess people.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now, in this position, Black played knight h5 because I said so.
Okay.
Notice how the knight's not protected.
Yeah.
Okay. Notice the bishop here. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So white can play knight e5 attacking the queen, or knight d4 attacking the queen,
Mm-hmm.
and then the knight's also attacked.
Yeah.
So knight h5 is a blunder, because
Right.
this wins a piece, this wins a piece, and white played here, of course, because that's every move is silly. Okay, now black showed him. He went back here.
That's probably where I would.
That'll show him. Okay, then h3, a nonsensical move. I don't know what that's all about.
Mm-hmm.
H6 actually attacks something.
Hey, kangaroo.
And then knight e4. All right. Yeah, these moves were actually legal. It's shocking. This is actually the best moves. Knight c3. Knight c3 doesn't make any sense. All right, bishop f6 is okay. Rook d8 is better, but all right. Rook b1, terrible.
I mean, these are kind of moves I made.
All right, now.
Hey, Jay Wolfan.
No. Now, this is a very good position for you. Very good. Okay.
Yeah.
The queen's attack because I said so.
Mm-hmm.
If the queen goes to c1, the only safe square, then this wins a piece. Because
Right.
okay. What's the only thing white can do to not lose material? He didn't do it, but this is a good puzzle for you. White only has one move that doesn't lose material. This is sort of hard. That's good. I can read the chat. Grungewart sends condolences to you and your family.
Oh, thank you, Grunge Ward.
Let's see. Everybody likes Karen. Nigel Short says stalemate's a draw. Go Judith. How long have been married? Me and Karen? That's funny that you asked that because next month is our wedding anniversary. Let's see if Karen knows the date. We made it easy for us to remember.
Couldn't you go knight a4?
That's the only move.
Yeah, knight a4.
Right. Yeah. When were we married?
Let's see. This is hard.
It's not hard. We made it so that it was
It was
easy.
in 2017. It was in December 20.
I don't think it was 2017.
I think it was.
I don't think it was.
Um.
Let's see who's right, me or Karen.
Oh, it was 16.
I guess I was right. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. And then the date we made it easy. The date so everybody
We
could
did?
remember. Yeah.
23rd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
But I forgot why we made it that.
your birthday is November 23rd,
Okay.
and then we are married December 23rd.
Okay.
That's easy to remember. We didn't do that on purpose, but if her
Yeah,
birthday is
yeah.
November 23rd, and our anniversary is December 23rd, that. Now I don't know what year we were married,
little worried there.
but I do know we're going to be married 4 years. I know it's 2020, so I did the math. See? Yeah. Also, we opened the Chess Center in September of 2017. I know we were married, so we couldn't have been married December
I
2017.
know. I got
Yeah.
confused.
Right.
Yeah.
So December, and then her birthday is November 23rd, and since that's in just 9 days, you guys should, donate a lot to Karen or something. I don't know. Something. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I can't see the chat.
You can or can't?
It's paused.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. All right. Your birthday's September 7th. My birthday's September 6th. So we win. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was a good. Which was harder, finding the date of marriage or the knight a4?
That's right. 200 centidues. Happy future birthday. That's right.
Both very.
That guy's unmarried. That's
I
correct.
did both.
Yeah. Now, in this position, white played a move you would have trouble considering. Right? Because he's 16. Bishop d3. Confusing the audience. Let's see. Took. Queen c6 threatens the knight. So he moved it away. Knight d7 is legal. Castles is legal. e5 is legal. All right. So black's just up a piece for nothing. Let's see if he can convert. These moves all make sense. Knight f4. That's crazy. So in this position, black, who's supposedly rated 1682, and then, or 1676, I made fun of the lead chess, I don't know. Okay. Intentionally gave up 2 pieces for a rook, which would indicate they think a rook is better than 2 pieces. Otherwise, you wouldn't do that.
Well,
Look, he donated under that.
what was the time control?
See, look at that.
Yeah, what happened? Yay.
That always happens. I can't see the donations.
Oh, we have to fix that then.
Right, then I go here, and then I know the donation. Yay, it's like 10.
I didn't know.
Usually it's
that's-
$10.
That's just a layout issue.
Yeah, $10. It's usually $10. Yay, thanks for the $10.
I think the widget, the social icon widget
Mm-hmm.
is too big.
Yeah,
We need to
200.
resize it.
I can't do that.
I can do it.
200 centidues. Doesn't knight a4 lose after queen c7? What? You guys are analyzing chess
Yay.
instead of donating?
Thank you to Bishops Vatels. I'm sorry, okay, so where are
So when you say queen c7, you meant queen c6, right? I mean, I assumed he meant, because queen c7 hangs the queen. He meant queen c6. Right. Now this is your next question. What's the only move for white that doesn't lose? Very difficult. Notice your queen's attacked and your knight's attacked. I like the way this suggestion, queen c6, was typoed as queen c7. Not a good typo. There's only one move that doesn't lose material.
Let's see.
Man, I'm analyzing the line it's giving. It's totally nuts, the line it's giving. Jesus. It's still good for black. Let's see. 200 centidues. 2 bishops Vadels. What a beautiful couple. He actually meant his 2 bishops. That's a beautiful couple. That I agree.
Thank you.
Wasn't
I
queen
don't
takes
know.
e4
I don't know
winning a knight? Well, let's see.
I don't know the answer.
What? Queen takes e4. I don't know when that was legal. I'm guessing it was never legal. But we'll look. Pietro suggested a move that I don't think was ever legal. But we'll go back and look.
Yeah.
All right, so what do? You got this hanging. You got this hanging. Terrible.
I'm not sure what to do. I don't know.
Should I tell you?
Yeah.
b5. Then if he takes your queen, you take his queen.
Oh.
Okay, so he takes, right?
Yeah.
Now you take this. Now let me show you the engine line, which is totally nuts. The engine line is rook takes queen, bishop takes queen. Now you take this, and you're threatening the knight. So knight b6, Zwischenzug. Now this is hanging, and this is hanging. So black ignores these two and plays bishop c3. That's scary looking, isn't it? And then white has to take the rook and says, give me your best discovered check. And the engine says, this is the best move, e5. Now it says rook c2. So here, black is down the exchange because there's 2 minor pieces against 3. But it says black's like close to winning because that rook like doesn't play at all. And black has an extra pawn, and this knight is trapped. So that's the best moves. Those are moves that'll never be played, ever, because they just can't. Now, Pietro was saying, doesn't queen takes e4 win a piece? I didn't see when that move was ever legal. So let's see here. Yeah, there was never a move that was legal that you suggested. Queen takes e4 was never a legal move ever. Later? Okay. Aha! So you're saying if you take a knight and then the guy takes a rook, that's winning a piece. That's called losing the exchange. But I like your enthusiasm because you're sacking the exchange. Okay. So you're doing this, so you're losing your rook and you're taking a knight. And if you didn't see that, which you didn't, well, so you sack the exchange, but I like that. That's good. Yeah. Not here. No, after castling. Damn. Yeah, but the knight's on d7. So he played knight d7, then he castled. So he wants to take the knight and then play rook takes queen. Yeah, the knight's still on d7. Okay, now we're threatening queen takes, and he went here. So everything you said would have been right if it could have happened, but it could never have happened. Yeah. But you were right. You couldn't do it. If you could do it, then you would have been right. If you could, it was really close. Like in this position, he played knight here. Now he's threatening that, so he's close. Yeah. Okay, back to whatever it is I was doing. So in this position, watch what black did. Okay, black played knight there, losing his knight on purpose. He saw it. Then he took the rook.
Okay.
But then he loses his bishop, obviously. So he gave up a bishop and a knight for a rook, but he did it on purpose.
Yeah.
All right. Lee chess ratings.
I don't think that's that unusual, even at that, if that were a real or fake rating.
Yeah, Karen has this happen where her bishop's here and her king's getting in trouble. So you should take with the bishop. Then your king has h2. All right, and this is easy win for I don't know who won this game, but black's winning pretty easily. Never play f3.
I might go down to Bambanelli's and get some tea. In a moment.
What's funny is white won this.
Do you need any tea or anything?
You didn't get my joke.
Oh, what'd you say?
I said white won.
Oh.
No, I got this drink and this drink.
Yeah, you're drinked up. That has a lot of white
So-
in the bottom.
Right. Well, I could shake it. And then it's still. Now in this position, watch.
Okay.
King takes pawn. Then white has one legal move. King g1, and then mate.
Okay.
So he played here.
What was the time control?
Playing for stalemate. 10-0. 10 minute.
Oh.
He tried to stalemate him, but now here, okay, black has mate in 2, but there's only one answer. What's the mate in 2?
Mate in 2?
Very difficult.
Let's see.
New document received. What? Let's see. From a contact. That sounds very suspicious.
What's suspicious?
It says I got a new document on OneDrive. I don't know what that is. Scared. It's my chess club email. Made in 2. Don't make me look at the chat.
I'm trying not to look at the chat because I'm sure they have it already.
Are you trying not to learn?
I don't see it immediately.
What would Yasser say? He would say he doesn't see it immediately. Twitter is funny.
I don't see it.
Okay, so in this position, white is in Wang Chung, right? So if he plays king f1, that's mate.
Right.
You agree. And that's his only legal move. So the answer is rook h3. Then he plays king f1, and then we go here.
Oh.
You agree? Yeah.
It's like a little waiting move?
Yeah. Then
Oh,
king,
okay.
yeah.
Oh, don't
Okay,
run.
he played king takes pawn, which is a strange move because that like uncheckmates him. Oh, that's weird.
Darn, I didn't even think about a waiting move.
And then he mated him.
That seems so obvious now.
I'm sure nobody in the chat got it.
I bet they did.
I didn't see that. See?
Yeah, but I bet some people
Isn't
did.
stalemate absolute zigzag? Now, Frank said king g3 and then rook f1, but the king's on g3. So then the king just escapes. See, in this position, he said this and then mate, but the king just gets out.
Yeah.
Now, these kinds of like this idea. Okay. Now watch this puzzle.
Yeah.
So you get this idea. Watch this a puzzle. All right. Now, this is a very difficult puzzle. Okay, you ready?
Okay.
Black to play and not mate in 3.
Wait, black to play and not.
Right. Find a move that's not mate in 3. Play bad on purpose. See if you can do it. Play a really bad move. Like, that's horrible. Try it.
That's not.
Try to play the
I don't
worst move you
know.
can think of.
I don't mean king e4.
Good. Yeah, king e4 is probably the worst move. Good job. Right. Every legal rook move is mate in 3. All of them. It doesn't matter which one you play.
Oh,
All of them. The reason is white's going to go here. You agree.
yeah.
And then when he does, you're going to stop him from moving away. So if he plays here, you're going to put your rook on this file. He plays here, you're going to put your rook on this file. And then he's going to go back to D1, then you're going to mate him on that square, this one or this one. So let's go here, for example. Then here, whoa. Then here, then this. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then mate. Right, so every rook move is mate in 3. Here, and then mate. Right, so this idea of a waiting move, like in this position, if you're black and you want to mate in 2, then any rook move here does it. Then the king goes here and then mate.
Right.
Now in the position that was in the game, because there was a black pawn here, this was the only move that was made in 2 because I couldn't, yeah. So that made it harder, but not really. Now, here's what happened. Okay, I showed this position, and I said mate in 2 to some 7-year-old kid. And his dad was there, and him and his dad were the same strength. Okay? And the kid said, here. And I said, right. Okay? Then I took this position, I turned the board 90 degrees. So I got some position like this, I don't know, like whatever. Okay? I just turned the board, I didn't move the pieces. And I said mate in 2, and the kid's like, I don't know.
No.
And I said, it's here, it's the same move. And he said, what? Okay, then I turned the board again, right? And I said mate in 2. And he said, here. And I said, right. Then I turned the board again. Not that I'm doing it right, but that's not the point. And I said mate in 2, and he's like, I don't know. And then I never moved the pieces. I just kept turning the board. And when I turned the board, he said he didn't know. His dad was laughing. And then when I turned it for the 4th position, and he said he didn't know, his dad was on the floor laughing. His dad was physical. His kid's like, why is my dad on the floor laughing? I didn't move the pieces. I just turned the board. And he's like, I don't know. So when the mate was on the side, the kid had no idea. But when it was up and down, it was easy. I told the kid, walk over there. Then, oh, okay, now I see the mate. Yeah. You see where that's funny? No. But you see how this is mate?
That's kind of cute.
You see?
It's funny.
Yeah. His dad thought it was funny. Yeah. The funniest part is I can't turn the board. Yeah. Yeah, I said, walk over there, then you can solve it. Yeah. Very suspicious. Yeah, that was 1,000,000 years ago, at least.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah.
Who was the student?
I don't know.
You don't remember?
When I was teaching, I didn't know his name.
Yeah.
Now, do you remember the answer to this puzzle, which I said like from years ago? The king goes from here to here in 7 moves. This is the puzzle I gave Holden in the car.
I don't remember.
So the puzzle is you get there in 7 moves, but how many ways can you do it?
Yeah, I remember that. But
Do you remember the answer?
No.
Can you guess?
No.
You can guess and see how close you are.
I don't remember.
Yeah, but you can guess like what you think makes a reasonable answer. What number seems reasonable to you?
I don't even know what would seem reasonable.
So you can go there.
Yeah.
One of the guys on the stream, I don't remember who it was, said to get to these squares in 7 moves, he gave the answer for each one. He did the math and said this is this many.
Yeah.
I only know E8. I don't know the other ones.
Yeah, I remember Holden solved that problem in about 10 seconds.
Right, and also, what's his name
his
solved
head.
it? Who's the kid in Chicago?
Charlie Phones.
Charlie solved it in his head, which he's the only kid who solved it in his head that wasn't Holden. Yeah. Then I give people on the stream, and they're like 3 to the 7th and 7 times 7. If you think it's 7 times 7, you have the intelligence of a president. That's 7 times 7. God damn.
Hey, we're getting some guesses here.
Right. Now what's funny is what's funny is I had a guy in Michigan and he was going to bet me $1 trillion he was right because he got a different answer than 393. And I knew why he was wrong. I told him why he was wrong. This is the reason most people get it wrong who do the math. You ready for the reason?
Yeah.
Is they think you can go here. You can't go there. And he was like, oh, I thought you could go there. That's why he was wrong. Yeah, once you do this, that's not one of the options.
Right.
You can't get here then.
Yeah.
Yeah, but people think it is, and they're like, oh my God, because you can go to every other square. So this is the square that gets them. That'll show them, right? Yeah. I got them good. There's 2 answers. One of the correct answers is 393. What's the other correct answer?
I don't know.
Fries.
Oh.
Yeah. Speaking of fries, yeah, see? 393 or fries. There's a guy who's watched my stream. Yeah. I don't know why that's important, because I don't think it is. But, something.
It's a fun puzzle, though.
Something. All right, you can go get your stuff now. You're
Yeah,
like really mad you want to get to Bambanelli's.
Yeah, I'm going to set up some stuff.
Don't forget your mask.
And yeah, and then I can come back, whenever you want me to, but I've got to do a little bit of work.
No work.
today.
No.
So, okay, I'm going to take my chair.
How do you calculate 393? Take some college math. That would help. There's actually many, many, many ways to do it mathematically. You could have several mathematicians get 393, and if they showed you the work, it might be all different solutions. There's not just one way to do it. There's a lot of ways to do it. One way to do it, which you'll get the right answer, but it's not the quickest way, is to write down numbers on these squares. So 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 3, 3. I don't know what that number is. That one's too hard for me. I guess 2, and then 1, and then you could just add all the numbers up at some point. Also, that system won't work if you put the wrong number down, which I would do. So even doing it that way, I can't do it. It's too hard for me. Also, I've missed this square. I've already messed up. Right. So those are all the squares to go to. And I think you could just write numbers on each one of how many different ways you can get there, and then you could add the numbers up. But I'm not an advanced mathematician. That was like a silly way. Now, if you were here a week or two ago, one of my former students from before you were born rated me, and he had the same name. And I was like, I wonder if that's the same guy. And it was the same guy. And the way he solved this was he had a notebook, and he just wrote every possible answer, and then he counted them. So he said, like, this is an answer, then this is an answer. He just wrote all the answers. Then he just counted them. It was 393. So I don't recommend that. It took him like 9 hours. So don't do that. Yeah. What I would do is you could ask like somebody who's a math professor. Then when they tell you the answer, you could tell me that. Or you go to the internet and look up the answer. Or you could take college level math courses and do the answer yourself. Or the easiest way is not to know any math, is to write a program. One of the guys did that on my stream. He said, I just wrote a program in Python. It says it's 393. And I said, yeah.
Oh, wow.
So and a guy that I know who can write programs and do math, he said, it would take me about 10 to 15 minutes to write the program or to do the math. So that was funny. He said, I don't know which is quicker. But anyway, math is hard, but that's not a hard one. That's just a hard one if you do 7 times 7. Then you know. Yeah. And then the Monty Hall problem will be next week. All right. Now what do I do? I played black, white. Ugh. I analyzed that game already, right? Yeah. Boo, boo. One of the best games I ever played accuracy-wise, and there's no game. I must have deleted it. I think I analyzed this game yesterday. Yeah, I did. All right, delete. If I delete every game, I'll be done soon. The Lee chess opening, one day a move, white NN, black me. Okay. I like that NN. That's good. And so on. Paste. Invalid PGN. Okay, we'll try this. We'll keep trying. What's the problem with trying, Karen?
That's the first step to failure.
That's right. Hey, I did it. That's me.
Before you get started,
that's me.
Can I get the file?
You can do whatever you like. It's your chess club. 1200 or something. Yes. Fort Lowell.
Let me just double check with you.
Meyer. 1400.
Okay.
Okay.
But,
All right, Karen's going to take over the stream for a while, but there won't be any chess or any acknowledgement that you guys exist. You sit here and I'll just read the chat and talk to them while you're doing it.
oh yeah, that's good. That is the best. Off to the side.
What?
You
Also, I haven't had any Perrier today.
Let's see. Can you plug that in on the right
You want me to stick this in?
I wonder if there's enough ports.
Stick it in on the right. I don't think I have anything. No. So what do I have to do? Get rid of the mouse?
Probably this.
That's the mouse.
Yeah.
Do you need a mouse?
Oh, I can use the trackpad.
Okay. Made a cool noise too. And I have a cool hat. What do my homies agree?
What?
That I look good in black.
Okay.
What song was I quoting?
I'm not sure.
Amish Paradise by Weird Al.
Classic.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Felix Frias.
That might be his best song. Maybe. Have to ask Archer.
Hopefully this won't mess up
What?
the window here. Let's just see.
That song is garbage. I have to ban the person, but I can't ban them. Hey, Kangaroo, time that guy out. Boo, boo.
Which guy?
The guy who said that my song was garbage.
Hey, do
Boo.
you know where you save those Bandicam files?
They're on the desktop. I see
they're-
them there. There's a million of them, and Spencer and I are confused. On the desktop, there's a million of them.
Okay.
It can't be correct what's happening there. I've only made like 3 videos, so I don't know what that's all about. Yeah, Spencer doesn't know either.
Which one? What's the date from like when you did it before the lecture? The last lecture.
The last lecture was Tuesday, right?
Yeah.
So, well, just go to date modified and click that.
Oh yeah. I don't have my glasses on.
Yeah,
So
that's pretty good. There's only one from that date.
that's correct then.
That looks good.
Okay.
The other ones are JPEG files of just pictures and stuff. What? That's why there's a million files. Frankly, terrible.
Yeah, I don't know what that is, but we'll go with this
Right.
one. Okay, this will be quick.
That's actually working. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think something, since there's the normal and mirror position? Interesting.
Hey, PPRT.
So we've discussed this before.
Yeah.
So chess 960, if you know what that is, there's
Yeah.
960 possible positions.
Okay.
Many people argue if it's the starting position of chess, that shouldn't count as one of the 960 positions. That's just chess.
Oh, okay.
So they say it should be chess 959.
Okay.
Other people argue if you switch the king and queen, that's also the starting position of chess. You switch the king and queen. So it should be called chess 958. That's what he just said. We've talked about that before.
Okay.
I definitely agree that if it's the starting position of chess, they shouldn't say, okay, let's play from there. That's just chess.
Yeah.
Right.
That's true.
The other one is weird because the colors are different and people's brains would be confused. So I almost think that that's a different position. I know it's the same position, but in your mind, it's confusing because things aren't where they usually are and the colors are different. But I understand same position. I'm not arguing.
Okay,
I'm just saying for the human mind, they're confused.
Okay.
So chess 960 is dumb because they should. Now, if there's a super duper GM World Championship type event, and then they randomly put a 960 position up, and it's the starting position of chess, are they gonna like randomly do it again or be like, okay, that's what it is? I don't know. The answer is yeah. 999. Thanks. All right, Kelly. Now, if you were organizing a 960 tournament, with big prizes, okay, and then the position that showed up in the randomization was the starting position, would you have them play that, or you would just like do another one?
Another one.
Yeah, that's what I would do. So then it's not chess 960 because you're ignoring that position, right? Yeah. Non-attachment made a good joke. What if you switch the bishops? What if you switch the knights? By the way, let me explain something to you guys. My mouse is dead because it's not plugged in.
Oh, yeah.
We're gonna vote in the chat. Suad Beethovich subscribed. And now we have a train. Thank you. Okay, now watch this. I'm going to show you guys something. Okay. Good analysis by me, by the way. Okay, you guys see this position? Memorize this position. It shouldn't be difficult, but do it anyway. All right, you got this position here?
Oh, yeah.
I played A4, 8, and then I put the rooks up.
Oh, okay.
You see that? Okay, now I'm going to switch the rooks. So here, 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 there, there. Okay. You see how I switched the rooks? See what I did there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Is that the same position if you were claiming a repetition? If you said, now obviously it's only been twice, so you can't claim it now. But I'll make it 3 times. See? All right. Do you think that you can claim a draw now because the position occurred 3 times, or the first position was different because the rooks were different rooks? There's actually a correct answer. I don't think you guys are going to know it. R.A. Kelly gifted 5 subs. Hooray! It's Sub Saturday. Go R.A. Kelly.
Yeah, I wouldn't know. I'd have to look that up in the rule book if I would.
Yeah, it was never Black's turn. It was never Black's turn. Okay, so this is the position after move 4. Okay, and then this is the position after move 9, and this is the position after move 11. $300 centidues. Hooray. 100 centidues. The important thing is in the chat, half are saying it's the same and half are saying it's not. That's what I expected. Castling rights aren't available in any of those positions. So that's not related to our question, but thanks for playing. 100 centidues. Keep donating, and if you ever stop donating, I'll tell you the answer. But don't, yeah. It is not yet. White must play his rook too. That's not even English, and it's I don't know what you're talking about. In every sentence, every word is spelled wrong in every sentence by everybody. What's wrong with you? For descriptive notation, it's not a draw. He even put the wrong hits. 100 centidues from Pam. All right. All right, you're some kind of highfalutin director.
I am. Of what?
Yeah, is that a draw or that's a different position?
Oh, I already told you I'd have to look that up. I wouldn't even
Oh,
know.
you could guess.
I could guess.
Can Spencer hear me? No? You can offer a draw.
So the question is whether it's this, when the rook switches.
500 centidues from Traveling Chef.
Whether it's the same or a different.
Right, and then 500 centidues from Fen Beingold. Yay!
I think that I think it's the same position.
Yay, Karen's correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the same position. It's a draw. It doesn't matter which rook is which. Also with the knights, it's like that. You can switch the knights. It's the same position. So you could claim a draw here. That's correct. JC the Rat gave 20 subs. Now, I don't care whether it's a draw. Whatever JC the Rat says, that's what it is. Because he gave 20 subs. Yay. Now we're at 250% of level 5. That's a good percentage. There's a Simpsons episode where it's a Twilight Zone episode and Bart has special powers. So when Bart gives an answer in school, it's right. Because if you say it's wrong, he kills you. So they're like, okay, now the first president was Abraham Lincoln and George Washington never existed. That's the new rule, because that's what Bart said. Yeah. That was a funny episode. Now, I have to tell you a funny story. I was in New Jersey, so it's already funny, right? And I forgot the name of the town, but I know the name of the town. That's a small town. And I was teaching a camp, and there was a kid there. So no matter what kids you've taught or known or have seen, you ain't seen this kid. I know his name too. I remember his name because I'm going to turn on the TV one day and I'm going to see his name. Okay, I'm not going to say his name because he's a kid. Anyway, on Monday, his mom said, "Here, if something happens, give him this." And there was something in an envelope. And we're like, all right. And like on Tuesday, something happened. So we gave him that. So he had some issues. Anyway, so the first thing that happened was he ran to the bathroom and started hitting his head against the wall. So we stopped him from doing that. Then we gave him the thing in the envelope. Okay. And then the next thing that happened the next day was there was a shoe. I don't remember whose shoe it was. I don't think it was his shoe. I think it was the other guy's shoe. And he was punching a kid in the face with the kid's shoe. Mm-hmm. And we agreed because the other kid needed to get punched in the face with that shoe. So we weren't stopping him. Okay. Then I remember the first incident. This was very funny. When the kid was hitting his head against the wall, we said, "What happened?" And some kid gave a very detailed explanation. He said they were playing, and the kid who needed the thing in the envelope, he hung his queen. The other kid took his queen and said, "Ah ha 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 ha! I took your queen." And then the kid didn't like that and ran. Okay, and then there was a girl watching who was like 7, and she said, "No, that's not why he ran to the bathroom. He was always going to do that." Like that was going to happen anyway. We're like, all right. Anyway, another day in the camp, he was sitting under the tables in the cafeteria, right? Like, and so we were like, we're like, all right. And then he said, "Do you want to know why I was kicked out of my schools?" And we were like, okay. Says, "The teacher was making fun of me, so I stabbed her in the neck with scissors." Then he looked at us and said, "I don't think you should give me scissors." And then the guy who ran the camp ran out laughing. We agreed we weren't going to give him scissors. Says, "The next school I was kicked out of, I was mad, so I took all the garbage cans and I threw them everywhere, like all over the school." Says, "I like this school I'm in now. It's only for kids who were kicked out of schools." And we're like, all right. Now, we knew something was up because when we were teaching the class and he was in class, this is where I thought of this. Bart Simpson was like, "The answer is this." Mm-hmm. And there was a Twilight episode, so they say he's right. He would raise his hand and he would be like, "The answer is Bishop E3. He would say it like that. And I would be like, "That's right." It didn't matter if it was right. It was right. I didn't care if it was legal. And usually when I play kids in the camp, I give them the goddamn smack. I take all their pieces and I laugh at them. And I ask for their friends' phone numbers and I call them and tell them what a wuss their friend is. I never beat that kid. That kid was a draw. That kid, I drew every game. I never beat him. I draw. I figure if I lost him, he might know that I let him win and he'd be really mad. It's a draw. He'd be like, "I drew the teacher." And the kids would be like, all right. Yeah, I know the kid's name because I'm waiting for the day to hear his name on TV. Yeah. God damn. That wasn't the first time he was at that camp. He'd been there the previous year. He was talking about the previous teachers. He was like, "Is so-and-so?" But he was always like this. He's like, "Mr. Feingold, do you want to play a game of chess?" And he's like 8. And I'm like, okay. Sorry. Hey, scary kid.
Clearly he was on the spectrum. Come on. I can tell by your...
He was on the murder spectrum. Yeah, he would always be like this.
Yeah.
"Miss Karen, do you want to play chess?" And you're like, "Yeah, I do. Don't kill me." Yeah, that kid was something. I don't know what was in the envelope. It was some kind of pill, but it was weird. It was like a circular. I don't know what it did, but give him that. Yeah. The murders. Sorry, 9 subscribed. Yay. Yeah.
All right, I'll be right back.
Anyway, he was our favorite kid, something. He said, don't give us scissors. And we were like, all right, not giving you scissors. That kid was great. Yeah, if something happens, give him this. That was pretty good. Anyway, I have witnesses to everything I just said. Frosty Balrog is gifting 5 subs. Hooray! Only 200 subs to go. Now, that's actually a funny question that was just asked. One of the differences between real chess in real life and chess on the internet is in real life, all kinds of crazy shit can happen. Like, you make an illegal move, and I make an illegal move, and the director's like, I don't know. But on the internet, I can't make an illegal move, it won't let me. But in real life, you can, and something has to happen. Your opponent says that's illegal, or they don't say it, and then the game goes on. Okay, so in real life, you have to claim it, and you have a score sheet, and so forth. Chess.com, it used to be, years ago, you had to type draw or click draw. If it was a repetition, it was like, that, son. Your opponent didn't do anything, but now it just does it automatically. I'm not sure if that's the right thing to do, but that's what they do. So on chess.com, it's automatic triple repetitions. Yeah. Camp Krusty, that is correct. Yeah. I played f4 when I was 9 years old, and my king was in check, and I noticed it before my opponents. I just took it back. It's actually funny. I had a student before you were born named Krishnan Sudarshan, who was 2000. He was playing Fishbein in a tournament in Chicago, Grandmaster Fishbein. Position was about equal. And then my student made an illegal move, leaving his king in check. And then after that, my student went downhill. And I said, were you embarrassed? And he said, oh, yeah. Like, you're playing a Grandmaster. It's a slow tournament. You're not in time trouble. You make an illegal move. That's embarrassing. You feel, Yeah. Now, there's a FIDE rule that's only been a rule for like 3 or 4 years. This sounds like the beginning of a joke, but it's not. In real chess, if there's a repetition and nobody claims it, you just keep playing. Okay, that's fine. FIDE made a rule, if it's a 5-time repetition and nobody claims it, the director's supposed to step in and say it's a draw. The director's like, 5-time repetition, draw. And also, the 50-move rule, if nobody claims it, the game goes on. At move 75, the director comes in and says it's a draw. That's the new FIDE rules from a few years ago. Right, well, Inarkiev claimed that by his opponent not taking his king, that was illegal. Yeah, he didn't win, though. He lost. He said he won, but that didn't work. Yeah, he intentionally moved his king into check. Carlsen didn't notice and didn't take his king or claim anything and just made some other move. And then Inarkiev said, your move is illegal because I'm in check illegally and you made a move instead of taking my king. And then the director was like, what? Yeah. We have a rule in Michigan Blitz rules. No cheating. That's one of the rules. You can't cheat. If you do something illegal with the intention of doing, being suspicious, you can't do that. If you're going to win by technicalities, it has to be accidental, not like, haha, I'll do this. You can't do that. Now, in Michigan, we have a rule. You can't play king takes king. Let me show you what I mean. Okay, imagine you're playing a blitz game in real life and illegal moves lose, because they do. Illegal moves lose in blitz chess. USCF anyway, FIDE, I don't know. Okay, now let's pretend. I'm going to pretend for a second. Okay, so we'll go here. Okay, we'll just give all of white's pieces away. Okay. And then we'll give some more pieces away. Okay, so let's say you have white in this position and you decide, well, I'm going to lose. So a lot of people started doing this. And then eventually they would play king g4. And then if black didn't notice, like white would go here, and then white would go here, and white would go here, and then white would play king g4, and you're not paying attention, and then after king g4, you would play some move, and they would take your king and say, I win. So in Michigan, that's not allowed. You can't move your king next to a king and then take the king next move. It's not clear in FIDE and USCF if that's allowed. That's not clear to me. You intentionally make an illegal move because you're going to lose anyway. So that way, if they don't notice, now you can, Like imagine you're playing a blitz game, okay? And you play pawn here, which is illegal. And your opponent doesn't notice. And then the next move, you play rook takes king, and you say it's illegal, I win. See, when you intentionally do that, we call that cheating. Like when you're intentionally making illegal moves. So in Michigan, you can't do any of that. We have Michigan blitz rules when I was in Michigan. USCF and FIDE, I don't know. But you could imagine if the USCF says this move is illegal and black can claim a win, which is correct, in a blitz game, not in a slow game. And then black doesn't notice that you made an illegal move, and now you take his king. To me, that shouldn't be allowed. I don't know what the USCF rules would say about that. I don't know, but that's ridiculous that you can intentionally make an illegal move and there's no downside. Because here, black is up 1,000 pieces. So if you don't cheat, you're going to lose. So you cheat a little bit to try to win. That shouldn't be allowed. I don't know if it is allowed, but yeah. You're making an illegal move with the idea of your opponent not noticing so you can claim an illegal move. Yeah, ridiculous. Yeah. You have to be a jerk to try. That's everybody in the USCF. Yeah. It was funny. I remember a couple of GMs were playing and something like that happened. And one of the GMs watching said, if he did that to me, I would punch him in the face. So, God damn. So maybe you shouldn't do it to that guy. Although if the guy had scissors, then I don't know. They've changed the rule about upside down rooks. It used to be an upside down rook was a rook. But now I think FIDE doesn't care about that anymore. I think it's still a queen, but you have to replace it. But, I mean, when you're playing on the streets and you're playing blitz chess. By the way, kids, because kids aren't too bright, instead of putting an upside down rook when they mean a queen, they put two pawns laying down next to each other on top of each other. How are you supposed to move that? What? Ridiculous. I've never been so mad. Yeah. Somebody give that. Wait, how did I get a sub? I thought he was asking for a sub. Yeah, terrible. But now in Arkiev, the reason it's bad is because he did that shit intentionally. That's not, no. You don't do that. That's not what you do. Yeah. What's my current FIDE? I don't think I have a FIDE rating. I'm too terrible.